if Kevin Durant would have sat out the whole series, no matter what, none of us would have been in a position to really judge it. We could have said, Golden State didn't tell us the true nature of the injury. Yeah. And I would be pounding my fist. We need to know as gamblers. Okay. But we weren't in a position to say, I mean, if Kawhi got away with what he did last year, meaning it was months and months of not playing when the team thought he should, some stories floating that he was down playing 2-on-2, I mean, hard when the real team was practicing, makes you think it wasn't fear of injury. But I don't really know. But I tell you this, he seems pretty loved right now.
Yep.
I don't hear many people saying, he's maybe the best player in the world, but he sat out last year. They're like, we don't know the story. Obviously, he didn't help his brand, but he was able to recover pretty quick. Obviously, Durant could have done the same, meaning stay out. So why'd he come back? One, it could be, I love my team so much, even if I'm risking my health, my long-term viability, I'm going to be here to max our chance to win this title. Let's assume it's that. Well, that's about the most teamworky, old school. That's the way it used to be that a player could be today. It's the old famous Kevin McHale when they told him, if you play on this foot for the Celtics, you're probably going to have trouble with that foot the rest of your life. And he kept playing. We tell stories, Celtics fans especially, tell stories about that in hushed tones. Isn't that what Durant did? Assuming it was a selfless, or not even selfless, but assuming that a big chunk of his decision was responsibility to his team. That feels like even a bigger price. Well, maybe not a bigger price than McHale, because in theory, it hurt McHale's career and his after-career, quality of life. Even though an Achilles is about as bad as you get, the theory is when it comes to golfing or walking around when Durant's 45, it shouldn't affect him. So if anything, McHale had a little bit more ramifications, but Durant's right in the conversation. So let me ask you guys, Jonas, Brad, and there might not be an answer. Other than saying, Durant has rabbit ears, which people, a term saying he's hearing what they're saying on Twitter. He's got his burner phone responding, which seems ludicrous, but in a way, his brain was hurt more by that than anything some Twitter person that wasn't probably even verified could have said, meaning not a big following. I get it. Maybe it was he felt peer pressure a little from Golden State, maybe, the third time they asked. He's hearing it from the fans. And maybe it was he calculated, like we said yesterday, he was on a free roll. Now, we didn't contemplate injury. But other than injury, if they lose that game and he comes back, hey, you guys were losing anyway. I came back early and everyone would have said kudos. His brain would have been helped some. If somehow he came back, won game 5, 6, and 7, it is the history like Jordan against Utah. Though not his last play of his career in this case, probably, it would have been like that's why he's on Mount Rushmore.
Exactly.
So there was no downside. The only downside was injury. So I guess on one hand, he's either one of the great teammates we've ever seen, or he made a calculation, but still was willing to risk his health to try to build, his esteem in the eyes of the fans. So either way, the guy had guts. Maybe they were more about his own self-interest. Maybe it was team. But either way, it's a gutsy decision to go out there a little early. And by definition, the fact that he got hurt so soon probably says it was a little early.